Alrighty, YouTube. We're gonna be doing. We've done the augment. We've done the champion tier list, and now we're gonna finish it off with the item tier list. So let's get to it. This is this one might be a bit of a quicker one because most of them, in my opinion, should be pretty easy to explain. So let's start. Cloak, I think, is a pretty solid thing, but it does leave gaps for AD or AP. Um, Also, okay, before I'm just gonna preface real quick. I play to like show off like skill or whatever in my games. I'm not like just trying to be unkillable. So like if you want to be unkillable, maybe it's an A. It's definitely not an S. But I'll put it in B because it's like it's okay and it's better than most of the other ones that I'll put lower. Crown I think is a C, maybe even D, but Crown's probably a C. I think Cruelty is probably an S. I really think Cruelty with tanks, that's your ideal. So if you see like whatever I put in S, um, 1 second, I'll put one rank above the true goaded prismatic. You guys probably know what it is. So there we go. But with tanks, you want Cruelty. Like anything that has like multiple ways of CC, that's the ideal. For stat charting on hit champions, Darksteel's probably one of the best. Unfortunately, this doesn't have the new ones. So when it gets updated, maybe I'll do like a post or something, or maybe I'll do like a quick one of this. But Decapitator, I think it takes too long to get rolling. I'd probably put it above Crown. This is in order, like from left to right. Is left is better, right is worse. Maybe I'd put it like this. Demon King, I think, is probably one of the best. It gives you enough stats early to get to your shard holder, and then once you get shard holder, assuming you haven't lost too many, it's just insane. I think Demonic is a solid A. Tons of HP, tons of AP. Detonation Orb, I think, is probably top of A too. Okay, Divine Thunder carries champs that need a Sheen proc, so I have to put it probably at the bottom of S. Dragonheart, I'd put probably right above Divine Thunder in S. Obviously, if you get any soul, like if you get Infernal Soul, Mountain Soul, Ocean Soul, whatever, it's probably at the top. Maybe I'll just put it in the middle because it is pretty insane. I think Duskblade is pretty good. Probably an A. Bottom of A, I would say. Elisa's Miracle. I don't take it very often. It doesn't give much HP, so I'd rather take when I play the stat chart stuff, I'd rather take like armor and magic resist than health. I don't know if that's like a superstitious thing or what, but I don't like taking health, so the fact that this gives 0 health makes me not really like it. Empyrean, I think, is one of the best supports. Probably better than most of these in terms of supporting. It's so good for getting reses off. Everfrost, I think it's probably the best in A, in my opinion. Everfrost is probably one of the better. If you need mana on an AP item, I think it's either that or Detonation Orb. It can't be anything else, pretty much. Flesh Eater, I think this kind of is insane too. The only part of the passive that I even care about, like I would take it on anyone even if they don't hit a ton of times, because of the max health healing and the fact that you can heal on, I mean, twice in one round, obviously, because if they get the res, it still is insane. Force of Entropy is like probably the secondary for tanks, but I'll put it up here because it allows tanks to get crit, right? So if you don't have this, then like Leona or Maokai or something, why would you ever want crit? So like taking the 100 to 200% won't be nearly as valuable as if you had Force of Entropy, because then if you get crit, it's good. It's not even like okay, it's good, right? Fulmination, I don't take almost ever. I'd probably put it. I mean, I think it's better than Elisa's, and Decapitator is better than Elisa's. Elisa's going in D and C. I don't even think there needs to be a D. I don't think there is a D, but whatever. Uh, Gale Force. So Fulmination I don't go because when you go Fulmination, you want to go like Fulmination, Voltaic, Rune Carver. What else? Rapid Fire and uh, what was that last item? Storm Razor. Or at least like a combination of those, like a full Energizer build. But obviously, I don't buy any items, so Fulmination for me is low. I would say Gale Force is probably one of the better crit items. I don't go it barely ever, if at all. Gamblers, I mean, come on, you guys probably already knew. Um, that's it's top tier. You want to take it even if you have to play an extra game. Um, I'm becoming a believer. If you guys see the Nefiri game, like set your freaking calendars because when you see the Nefiri game, you'll be a gambler's believer too. Let's see, Gargoyle similar to Lisa's, but I think it just has a better undisputedly has a better active. So I think it's honestly better than Cloak. And Molten Stone I'll put with Cloak because I think they're pretty interchangeable. So yeah, Hamstringer I barely take. I think it's better than Gale Force. I'll probably put Gale Force down then because yeah, I'll put Duskblade down too. I don't take Duskblade or Gale Force. The stuff at the B and C, like they might be decent because I mean I think all the prismatics are good in their own right, but I don't take them, nor have I ever really considered it. Hemomancers I don't take. Locket is probably the only D. I think it's so bad. You can't get it stacked fast enough. Like even on Karthus, I was like having to spam my Q and like run away. Like that's not the playstyle that you want to do. Night Harvester I think is pretty good. It's probably top of B. It's nice. It gives a lot of health if you don't need mana. So like on a Kali or something, it'd be pretty cool. But then again, you'd probably want Flesh Eater, right? So like, the higher you go in the letters, the better it is than everything else. Like Gamblers is only better than the S tier because honestly, this is probably top of A. It's only better than all these S tier because how many extra stat shards you can get if you can play around it. Moonflare I think is pretty insane. Probably top of A. The Tenacity is even kind of nice. I think Overlord's Bloodmail pretty insane. But except for the fact that you don't get that much health with stat shards, or at least I don't tend to. So I'll just put it above Gargoyle. Prowlers I think is the best. Prowlers is the best assassin item in my opinion, but I don't think assassin items are necessarily ideal. So I don't get it. I think Radiant Virtue I don't think I've ever even considered taking it. Reality Fracture, unless you get Apex Inventor, I think it's terrible. Maybe I'll put it in B. I mean, at least it'll help with blocking skill shots, I guess. Sanguine Gift is okay. I'll put it at the bottom of A. Probably the worst out of A. Rune Carver, probably the third best. Probably the second best. Probably the second best item in the game. Pretty much any AP champion can take it and get value, especially if you have dots and stuff. Like the brand, I think, is a pretty good showcase of the item in general. Turbo Kentank, another D. I don't think I'll ever take it. Sword of the Divine, I'll probably put behind Demon Kings, but it's the best AD one for sure. And I would probably take it on almost every AD champion over Darksteel, over Divine Thunder, over Prowlers. I'll take that over anything of those. It allows you to overcap crit, which with stat shards actually isn't that hard to do. I think I had a game, I think it was the Kled game, I had like 236% crit, which is an extra roll of about 116% extra damage on top of the crit that you're already dealing. So it's insane. Like imagine if I got IE, how much damage I'd be doing, but besides the point. I think Talisman could be an S. Like if you love gambling, I'll put it in an S just for fun. If I had to give it like an average ranking, I would put it probably in like middle of S, like probably above Empyrean, below Cruelty. But like, for the sake of the series, again, cool videos, like I think Talisman can make some really cool games. Like I've had a full AD roll on 6 I had 120 AD, like 6 of the Talisman things. I've had like 150% attack speed on like 8th roll. And then I had a game where like on the 9th roll I had 69% Omnivamp. Like just some really cool numbers. I've never like really gotten into like the late 20s or whatever. Like I don't know how far you can possibly get it because I know Apex gives you an extra one, but yeah, I mean you could just have some crazy stuff. Maybe you can get like 200 AD from an item. I don't know how high it gets. But yeah, it just comes for some cool stuff and would make for some good content. So this is my priority list when you guys see me going through items in the future. This is probably my priority. Like I said, the new prismatics are insane, so the new prismatics are probably either A's or S's. But this is the idea of, for the old ones, this is what I would prioritize. So if you see that in the videos, that's why. If you're like, oh man, why didn't he take Hemomancers, whatever, like, I just don't necessarily like the item. I don't really stack my Omnivamp early. I usually get some AD or AP to get the ball rolling before I try to go for full healing. So yeah, that's my list. There's gonna be an counter in the description. I mean, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I'm not great at just talking, rambling, whatever, but I gave it my all. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think of these tier lists. If you want to hear more like yapping conversations or what you would want to see, I'm down to do even like reacting to something, whatever. Like I'll do whatever, right? So as long as it has to do with League, drop a comment. Let me know. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. I hope you guys have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're from, wherever you're watching this from, whatever time it is that you're watching this. I hope you guys have a good day. And even though I already said that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.